Yo, welcome to the channel. Today, Sean O'Malley granted press interview about his upcoming fight against Merab Dvalishvili, right? I think I pronounced the name correctly. So he said he's a bigger star than Conor McGregor. He said I think he thinks he's number one right now. He thinks he's bigger than Conor McGregor in terms of being active, in terms of fighting.
Off of that, Merab has said you've not wanted to fight him since 2018. You've said he has a punchable face. They show him on the countdown. He's like watching your fights. He's like, fuck this guy and everything. Is it personal between you, or is it just this kind of been building so much you guys are tired of thinking about each other?
A little bit of both. I think it's definitely became more personal when I knocked Aljo out, So I think that kind of made it a little bit more personal. But then I started questioning their friendship in the first place because I knocked Aljo out, and it's like Merab's turn, but Aljo's like, no, I want a rematch. And I was like, I don't know if these guys are his friend. Then Merab going on and saying, no, I would have fought Aljo if UFC gave me a contract. So I don't really know what's going on there, but yeah.
We heard your coach say, it's hard to find guys that are like you to train with, to prepare for you. Did you have any difficulty finding guys like Merab in terms of his size or his style of fighting?
No, not really. I mean, you're never going to find someone exact for anybody. Everyone's got their own styles, but we were able to find some shorter guys that were able to come in and shoot on me during sparring. So overall, I was very, very, very happy with how sparring went and with how camp went and all.
Have you heard what, when Henry's saying, he's heard that you're having trouble getting off your back and everything? Is that just Henry talking, or what's he going off?
Well, you saw me roast that guy, right? He tried saying, he got us, Kamaru, and Kamaru was like, nah, he got you. Henry is just he's just a little guy that just gets very upset about things, and I just burned him so good that I don't know where he got my back hurts, but yeah, that's not true.
You also said, cardio doesn't mean anything when you're KO'd in the second round. So is that your official prediction for Saturday, second round knockout?
I mean, could be first, could be second. I could knock out Merab first, second, third, or fourth, or fifth. But I'm leaning towards the second a little bit.
What was it like training with the Cardinals? We saw you with Kyler Murray doing some drills out there.
Damn, that was fun. Childhood dream. First dream was to be in the NFL. Football was my favorite sport, and so to be able to go and do that was a dream come true.
Sean, right over here. Andreas from ESPN. We all know that Conor's been the biggest star in the UFC, but should you perform what you think you're going to do on Saturday night, how close do you think you are to getting to that level of star power?
Yeah. I think I'm very close. I think Conor's still got one more big fight in him because it's a big question mark. What can Conor come back? Can he actually beat Chandler? So I think Conor's got one more huge fight in him. He goes out there and loses his next fight, it'll be 6 in a row or something. It's got to die down eventually. Maybe not. That just tests how big of a star he is. But I would assume he goes out there. If he loses, I'm there. I'm the guy. I'm the number one.
Coming off of that, what do you bring that's unique that Conor doesn't bring? What do you think your appeal is to fans, not just of MMA fans, but fans that are casual fans of the sport?
I bring fights. I fight often. So I think that's what it is right now. Conor was good on the mic. The accent, the words that he chose, he was very good on the mic. Performances, he had a couple good performances, but I'm consistent right now. I'm fighting a lot, so that's what I bring.
Last thing for me, I know there was a time that you talked about boxing. Have you pushed that to the back? Are you still considering one day to get into the boxing ring?
Someday, yeah. Right now, it's not a focus at all. Merab's the focus. I have big fights after. I mean, I've said Ilya, I've said Max, there's Umnar, there's Figgy. There's a lot of options for me right now that I don't think it's that time. But there will be a time when it's, Conor Floyd was requested by the fans. There's gonna be, if I go out there and keep knocking people out, it's going to be intriguing.
Sean, over here. What are your thoughts on Merab embracing the Mexican fans and culture these past couple of months? Do you think that's more of a promotional move by him to just try and get people to sway towards him?
Yeah, the dude pretends to be Georgian, then he pretends to be American, now he pretends to be Mexican. He's all over the place, but he's doing his best. Can't hate on it.
And I know obviously a big focus not only on the fights but the Sphere. I mean, I'm sure you heard a lot about that already. But being back in Vegas for you.
Well, the thing is, he has been very active in the past few years, to be sincere. Conor has not fought since when? Since 3 years now. His last fight was against Dustin Poirier, right? When he broke his leg. So normally the UFC wanted Sean O'Malley to be the best, to be the next superstar in the UFC. Like they thought, Sean would be the replacement for Conor after he won the belt. So, and I think they have been trying to push him, but I don't think he has reached that status yet. I don't think he has actually reached that Conor McGregor status yet, because Conor added a lot of value to the sport. He brought a lot of eyes, to the sport. Me, myself, I got interested in the UFC because of Conor McGregor. I cannot lie, because I was just a casual back then. But when Conor, started fighting, I got interested in the UFC and I started watching. So, he brought that influence into the UFC. He brought that culture into the UFC. So Sean O'Malley, he really thinks he's the number one now, and he says he will knock out Merab. He says he will knock out Merab on Saturday. He said Merab's strength has nothing to do with fighting. That he's not scared of his strength. Like, Merab has good gas tank. He's a machine. We all know that. So Sean O'Malley says, if you are knocked out in round 2, your gas tank doesn't matter. So we believe it's going to be a very good fight, and we are going to be very entertained. May the best man win on Saturday. So what do you think? Do you think Sean O'Malley is bigger than Conor McGregor right now? Or do you think he's just dreaming? He can never reach the level of Conor McGregor? What do you think?